1900 was not a leap year. You see what I mean? The PMP tell lie just to exploit the date we call and say Edna Manley birthday. However, the truth is Edna Manley could not have been born the 29th of February because the 29th of February 1900 was not a leap year. Normally a leap year must be divisible by 4, but the last year of a century must be divisible by 40 to be a leap year. While the year 2000 was a leap year, 1900 was not. And the year 2100 will not be a leap year unless changes are made to the Gregorian calendar. No one did sufficient homework to know that it was a hoax. It was a trick. It was a con. Until some years later, when the late Hector Winter, a former JLP minister of government in the 1960s, pointed it out. Hector Winter ran and lost in the election as well, right? For Central Northwestern constituency. Today, one could simply download any information about leap years on the internet, which was totally unheard of in 1972. Information of leap years was contained on the front pages of my first math textbook, General Mathematics, when I was in the first term at Jamaica College in 1964. I graduated from Jamaica College in 1971, but in 1972, I did not know which year Edna Manley was born. Perhaps Hector Winter did not know which year Edna Manley was born either until Edna Manley, the private years 1900 to 1938, was written by Wayne Brown in the mid-1970s. Her birthday was actually March 1st. A long time PNP trick people, you know, for political gains, you know. A long time PNP exploit Jamaican people. They're at it again. But such is the stuff of which politics is made, yeah, whether we like it or not, I agree. Up to the early 1990s, issues of the day were very important in campaigns for winning elections. You see that? Dates are important. In earlier years, Norman Manley was no match for Alexander Bustamante charisma, so his strategy was to have an organized PNP. So it became a tradition for the PNP to be highly organized. You hear that again? You see that? Just like Mark Walling don't have the charisma of Andrew Holness, but we can't deny that the risers them fully organized. That's what we can't deny. You see on the internet, and they are so organized that when you, Richards, and the cameras them come out, no matter if you bring up the evidence and show them and say, see the evidence there, them will tell you, say, nothing no go so. They're fully organized. Them organized, them know how to tell lie, them want to tell the lie, and them now look left and them now look right. Them just tell the lie straight. Whatever them get from the playbook of the base, them move with it, them walk with it, them sleep it, them eat it, them drink it. Fully organized. In any case, popularity alone does not win an election, a fact that Michael Manley understood very well. A highly organized PNP mobilized its voters on February 29, 1972 and gained 37 of 53 seats. This was reduced by the court of 36 seats. In 1974, following an election petitioned by the JLP Arthur Winter Sr., Williams was declared the winner over PNP Douglas in Manchester, right? And let me tell you who the writer of this is. Michael Berg wrote this, right? Michael Berg. Yeah? What is important, what I'm going to show you now, is the curse that was placed on Jamaica after Michael Manley mimicked, exploited African spirituality to gain political power, and the people went with it. If you read Bible, it's not a youth will look on the Bible literally like how some people look on it literally, right? In a literal way, excuse me. But me look at it as a document where makes sense of what's happening. You understand what I say? Because writers over the years, they write about society, and most of the people are sociologists and people study people and them thing there. Anthropologists and them people. So I look at past behavior and present behavior. You understand? Past behavior, present behavior. To understand present behavior, you have to address or look at past behavior. So past behavior, yeah, the people were taking advantage of, and of course, Michael Manley them exploited it, and the people them paid the consequence, paid the price. Yeah, because of course people want opportunities. People are suffering for real. Right now in Jamaica, you have people still hungry and people still can't make ends meet. Right now in Jamaica. Yeah, but is it what it used to be when we have to married goods to get like a food? It's not that. Is it what it used to be when the economy crashed and 44,000 jobs were destroyed? You ask some PMP, them are going to tell us it worse. Yeah, and even some ordinary people may tell us say it worse because they don't remember. But the people, if you line it up parallel with the scripture, in the Bible, if you line it up parallel with the Bible and look at past behavior and present behavior, right? It seems so the people came out of slavery in Egypt, and God said, I'm going to take you to a promised land. Yeah? Along the journey, there are going to be some rough days. Along the journey, you're going to have barefoot, you're going to have your car pan on your head, you're going to live in some conditions, but me are carrying somewhere because this is post-slavery. So when you share, Bustamante and you share them, and the economy, the economy grew by 18% when Michael Manley took the economy in a 72. Bustamante, and me get to Bustamante, you share when you get from Bustamante, and I'll show you some things after when PMP not talk about. Was it perfect? No, it wasn't perfect, but so was the children of Israel journey from Egypt into the promised land. The journey never perfect. The people don't want them to say, yo, carry back. Take us back because we did not eat meat and lobster tail. And you take up on this journey and God, you give it to your manna and I sit in front of heaven. Now we tired of this. You know? So people I come from Egypt and I say, yo, we want better. To the point where God say, all right, you don't want better? I rise up someone for a bird and choke them for the bird, them and kill them off. Because God has said, ungratefully, me take a note of this wicked place here, but here we go. I'm telling you, it's a process, it's a journey. When I have to walk this journey with Moses, take this journey with Moses, and I take you to a better place. Post-slavery, Jamaican have come out of slavery. We have come out of chains and shackles. We get independence and all them things where they celebrate today, whatever. You share, yeah, the Negro, in the side say, yo, school for bill, and I'll show you later. In the side say, people fear better condition, but maybe it never fast enough, it never enough. 4 years of U-Shira was not enough for the people them, and Michael Manley exploit the people them, Joshua, Michael Manley, I exploit the people them condition, and I say, yo, better must come. And they got better must come. Them got rice and soup and they sitting there and married. Then get people around left Jamaica. Then get Michael Manley. Let people believe that if a man rich and have 3 property, you have to go take him have to get gear 1. If a man have 3 cars, maybe Michael Manley never mean it that way there, you know. But the people them took it that way because better must come. Michael Manley give a mandate say, all who don't want to stay and leave and go and wanna go. See? Boom. So them give to Michael Manley, 1972. And from Michael Manley take the country 1972 with 18% growth. 18% growth. And for those who say you share never do nothing, maybe just quickly glass over you share. Short span. See? And this is from the National Library. Yeah? You share, yeah? Born May 18, 2023. Yeah, Trelawney close to the sugar plantation, right? Close to the sugar banana era, right? Sugar plantation. He attended St. Simon's College as a parish Scholar winner, right? He joined the BITU, which is the Boston Industrial Trade Union staff, in April 1941, attached to Union's weekly paper, Jamaica Worker. His first promotion came in 1943 when Sir Alexander Bustamante, newly released from the detention camp, took over editorship of the paper and took Hugh Shearer under his wings from then. As Bustamante became more involved in the Jamaican political party, Mr. Shearer went on to further promotion within the union and acquired a government trade union scholarship in 1947-48. He first moved into political field when he was elected a councillor of the KSAC in 1947. He was appointed island supervisor of the BITU and elected vice president of the union at around the same time. He was elected to the House of Representatives as a member of the Western Kingston 1955-59, and on being defeated, was appointed to the Legislative Council, right? He was a member of Senate and its leader from 1962 to 67, at the same time filling the role of Jamaica's chief spokesperson on foreign affairs as Deputy Chief of Mission at the United Nations. In 1967, he was elected MP for Southern Clarendon and appointed Prime Minister on the death of Sir Donald Sangster, right? He was appointed Prime Minister. As a trade unionist, he had a distinguished career, particularly as a negotiator. His trade union activities served him good, right? Served him in good stead, having brought him through the years into contact with a wide cross-section of the community: workers, civil servants, employers, traders, associations, giving him a wide knowledge of social and economic conditions in the field that matter fundamentally to Jamaican life. In the political field, he was at the same time prominent as a JLP representative and shared political activity with the union program. And after Bustamante was recognized as a JLP spokesman for the working class sector in the community due to Bustamante increasing involvement with government, Mr. Shearer took over complete charge of the BITU, and this made him a force to be reckoned with within the JLP councils. He held seat in JLP executive as a leader representative of the BITU, and that was a position of strength. Listen now. As Prime Minister 1967 to 1972, he presided over Jamaica's most productive years. I want to listen with me as a tune, you know, because I have shown you the parallel with Hugh Shearer and Andrew Holness, and I have shown you the parallel with Michael Manley and Mark Golding and him allies them. Them always tell us, say, things were so bad and Jamaica was this and Jamaica was that and blah blah. It wasn't perfect for everyone. No, people were barefoot and people walk up and people carry water upon them head. Me carry water upon my head too after Michael Manley died. During this period, let me go again. As a Prime Minister, he presided over Jamaica's most productive years. During this period, 3 new alumni refineries and 3 large convention hotels were constructed or started. Now, of course, what happened now again? Andrew Holness are putting infrastructure. People must say, no, it not benefit nobody. We are suffer. But without the infrastructure then, all people gonna get jobs. So the same thing now when the man tell us say Andrew Holness now done nothing for people and he has done nothing in 9 years. And the same thing Michael Manley used by Hugh Shearer and say better must come. Time come, better must come. Straight out of the playbook of Michael Manley. And the PMP from them time then. Yeah? So what Hugh Shearer do? During this period, 3 new alumni refineries, I know say aluminum are one of our top export, right? And 3 large conventions hotels were constructed or started. So we have tourism and aluminum as one as we top earners to this day, right? But appear Michael Manley they want to start the history at Michael Manley. Yeah? These form the base of today's mining and tourism industries. Now the country's 2 largest foreign exchange earners. PMP want us to believe that if you take care of the ground first and just spend all the money on all the problems that we have, all the poor people, them walk around and give them some money in them hand, walk around and take care of all the poor people, give them 3-story house to live in, go around every ghetto, every area, and just fix up the poor people and leave. Nothing done to infrastructure, nothing done to tourism, nothing done to none of them things there, Jamaica will be fine. In other words, let's just take care of the poor people them and make everything else. And you know who did that? Who did that? Government to exploit the economic depression with it, you know. So them could have use DB&G and buy receivables at a discounted rate and sell it back to the same government that them buy it from at a higher price. Before the deal, before the ink even dry on the paper, them a negotiate. Before it even sign, them a negotiate back with the government to sell it back to the government. Me a buy a car from you and me a negotiate with you to sell it back to you before we even sign the agreement. Am I not a fool? Why me not just sell the car for the better money where you are going to sell it for? You are going to tell me say I buy my car. Me I get a discount and you are going to sell me back the car at a higher rate. But a politics. Anyway. So also Mr. Shearer is credited with changing the pace of education in Jamaica. You didn't say, Michael Manley Bill Jamal. Michael Manley the first one to come talk about school. You know, why my research is? Because I was listening to Pernell Charles, and Pernell Charles gave credit to Michael Manley, but him said, don't be fooled, because you, Shearer, are the first one to build schools at Jamaica. The Negro. When the Jamaican people them kick out to put in time, better must come Michael Manley and the rod of correction. Yeah? You, Shearer, is credited with changing the pace of education in Jamaica with his program to double secondary school enrollment. 50 new schools were built as a result. These are the Jamaica Library. Cameras are like read. Tap up the screen. I want to get that 26,000, and this is a reason that's so interested. Come on, man, do look a better, man. It's me going to come off. Come here, they beat up my voice. Eh? On the international scene, Mr. Shearer in 1963 initiated the movement in the United Nations for declaring 1968 as the International Year of Human Rights, celebrated worldwide. I want to read that to you again because we don't talk about you, Shearer, when we are talking about Manley them. We not talk about you, Shearer, because the Jamaican people them kick him out so fast before he could accomplish anything. Swap him out with Joshua before he could accomplish anything. On the international scene, Mr. Shearer in 1963 initiated a movement in the United Nations for declaring 1968 as the International Year of Human Rights, celebrated worldwide. So what the PMP are going to tell us, you, Shearer, did say no some book or some foolishness about you, Shearer, and books. They're not going to tell us build 50 schools. They're not going to tell us him first started building hotels in Jamaica for tourism. And they're not going to tell us him build the refineries, which is the foundation of our society till this day. Yeah? Mr. Shearer also piloted the move to have Jamaica selected as headquarters for the Law of the Sea Authority. Indeed, you, Shearer, can claim glory. He spent over 50 years in service to his country in pursuit of No. As a result of what the Jamaican people did, they suffered from 1972. Yeah? They suffered from 1972. 1972 to this day. It's 53 years, and I'm going to show you the parallel with the Israelite them, the bad breed Israelite them, and the Jamaican people them. Not from a religious point, but from a literature point of view, right? 1972 to today, 2025, 53 years. Follow me now. Jamaica them support you, Shearer. For Michael Manley with him trickery. With him hoax them. Michael Manley came into government in a 72 when the economy grew by 18%. You Shearer them create refinery, created means for tourism to start. Build schools for people get literate. And Jamaican people vote him out. Because Michael Manley come trick them. What Michael Manley did, when he get the economy, a good economy, of course people were barefoot. Of course people did not carry water upon him head, according to the history. But Michael Manley never care about barefoot and water upon head, and people are living in a squalor. That was not his main interest. What became Michael Manley's main interest? To be friends with Fidel Castro and the Soviet. Now in a psychology you learn about philosophy, excuse me, you learn about the greater good. Now, what's that the greater good? To go join up with Fidel Castro them and the Soviet them in case of what is best for the people them. Was that the greater good? Was the greater good for Jamaican people to link up with Fidel Castro them? To this day, your people have to run and I take boat and I drown in the ocean to leave Cuba to go get a better life? Was it the greater good for the people them? No. PMP activist, PMP leader, PMP supporter can't come here so and with a straight face tell me say that was for the greater good. For Michael Mann, the ideologies with communism and socialism. It was his ideologies. It was his. That's why Seaga was a better leader, because Seaga, even though he had to be playing politics with religion and all them things, he was a sociologist. So he understood the greater good. So when the people get rid of the Negro, earnings, when them get rid of him, and Michael Manley took us on this journey, tell me, for the past 53 years, what happened? Suffering, pantapa, suffering, pantapa, suffering, pantapa, suffering. Leading up to the end of the 40 years of Jamaica suffer. 40 years of children in the wilderness when Portia Simpson took it. The 40 years curse started showing signs that it was going to be a thing where we can get out of, a thing where we can move out of, because Portia Simpson, the woman, the black woman, who them said done some fool, when she took charge, credit to her, she's tried to put the people them around her and start listening to even Seaga to help the economy recover. So if you ask even Andrew Holness to this day if Portia Simpson was a good leader, he's going to tell you yes. But the PMP never see her as a good leader.